talking about myself. I usually find it very easy when I'm speaking to young people, especially the youth and the teens, but not adults. And you know why. So when this request was made, I think I struggled a lot with you. And we tried to look for photos that would try more of kind of try to hide the identity. I never knew kulikuwa na Mwakenya. The moment they saw the one that had the shades, they were able to pick the person. Next time I'll do a better job. Yes. Having said that, you all know me as Charles Miricho. I was born somewhere in the slopes of Mount Kenya, a place called Kaini, near Luiroiro. For those people who have done a bit of research, you understand that during the agitation for Mau Mau, those were the caves that the Mau Mau used to hide. And my family lineage is mentioned in one book that talks about Mau Mau, which is Kaburi Bila Msalaba.
Oh,
not yet. By another called Karevi, Liza Mahida. That was my grandfather. Yes, grave without a cross. My grandfather actually, no, my paternal grandfather used to mill flour using that Loiloirobi as a fall. He was quite an entrepreneur, and I think he knew a bit of engineering. Huh? And through that process, at least they used to feed them amounts and other kind of thing. When I was born, actually I'm the fourth born in the family, and during I think that time, not that young, things like TVs, radios, watches, and all that kind of things were, were able to distinguish people, where you come from, whether you are from the have or the have-nots. Yes. I remember there was a time I used my mom's watch. It was Victoria, and then I tinkered with it. We stayed until 11 p.m. trying to adjust it. Yeah, na ile vita nilinyoroshwa. I'm afraid that sijui. So at the age of 8, I want to go now to the first photo, because each and every photo had a meaning. At the age of 8, my mom became unwell, and she was admitted to Kenyatta Hospital for quite a long time. My dad was in the service, and at that moment he had been sent to the training, the college, and right along immediately after, the passing out parade and all that, he was sent for a mission. And I was left with my elder brother, then he was around 14 years, and the second one who was 12 years. Before I was taking that photo, we had just finished. I had finished the class 3, and I had been merged overall, Nyeri district as number 1.
Wow.
So that was the purpose of that photo. I was taken out by my grandmother, nikapigwa picha. Now you understand the reason of the photo. So hata ukiona niko na katubo, mkushiba. Now, but still, now with that ailment and the fact that I was living with my other 2 brothers, you could understand that trees were quite susceptible. Because if I told the eldest person is 14 years, so actually we were more of kind of, we were just kids. So my grandfather, who was unwell then, insisted that he would like to come and live with us. And in one incident as we were staying together, there's another friend of him who came to visit us. He was an elderly man, he could not see, but he loves my grandfather so much. So when he came, he told me that, Charles, today I would like to send you something with 2 shillings. There are these buns, these ones that usually kind of make hot dogs. During that time, we used to call them mikonye. Each was costing 50 cents. So nikatuma 4. When I went to the shop, nikirudi, having stayed with my grandfather and my grandmother, the most staple food was githeri, guashe, yeah, those kind of stuff. So Ghana was a real commodity. So as I was coming back, the pangs of, the craving, hii kitu nikiuma pande itakaaje? So nikakata pande moja nikauma. Yeah, that band they were 4. So nikauma pande moja. You know, because of the cleaning. Remember even Jesus was tempted. Patisha mawe to bread. Yeah, aliruka hiyo mimi nilianguka. So I at least niuma pande moja. Then as I continued walking, I realized apana, this side does not look like the other side. But if I like the other side, so nikauma. Then I started running. But just nearing home, you know, because nimefungwa na gazeti. Sema hapana. Motivu atoshanishe, waangalie kama zinatoshana. So nikazipaga. Kiatu tu mahali kwa field nikazipaga. Kaona haka kamekatalia katikati, hizi zingine ni mrefu. Then I realized obviously nitajulika. So what did I do next? Equalization. Kakata zikakaa. Kanyamaza then nikazibeba. And then I learned a lesson. Never try to cover up your mistakes.
Yeah. Hallelujah.
Because the moment I reached home, despite the fact that you know, at least someone else was able to see it. Never try to cover up a mistake. Look, even currently within the government, hesabu hazikiani. Why? Because they are trying to cover up.
Yes.
So after 2 or 3 months, my grandfather passed away, and during the burial, one of my aunt was so close to us. She was quite elderly. Insisted that she would like to take me so that we can go start staying together, because I was the youngest. And my brothers, at least, they went with my grandmother. And I was taken to Ragati to live with my aunt. The last born of my aunt was around 6 years senior than me. And wale watoto wa kujereka ya mwisho. Meaning that was the only child in the family. But for those people who have read, or those people who are lovers of novel, there's a book called Mindborn, written by Peter Abrahams, that talks about the lifestyle of Soweto in South Africa, Maleka. The moment I read that novel, I was just able to replicate the kind of the lifestyle that I found in Lagati. In that place, the only thing that you could hear was drugs, alcohol, prostitution, rape, fight, murder. That was the way of life. And I remember one day that when I was going to my aunt's place, I had just gone to fetch water. She was carrying 2 jerry cans, and there's a way we could tie them. I found my cousin was quite elderly. She was having a fight. They had taken a brew with another lady. Then along the way, I think they differed, and then they started fighting. So my cousin dashed, akachukua kisu, and she was coming to stab that lady. So as I was just kind of passing, now I just saw my aunt holding a knife trying to stab that lady kadogo. Then another lady grabbed her heart, twisted it, but because remember this was a battle, so what do you expect kadogo to do? She also has to strike. So she held the knife and pulled it. The rest is history. I just stood there, stuck. I could not be able to move. That was the lifestyle of Ragati. So, remembering my brothers were far away, my mom was still in Kenyatta, my dad was nowhere to be seen. I was just trying to struggle with that kind of a lifestyle. And I remember one day when we were just kind of, it was on a Sunday, we were going to watch a football match at Karatina Stadium with some other friends. We say, okay, fine, why don't we pass through DB, pass by that crusade, and we see what's happening. The process, nikategelewa na nikaokoka.
Oh, wow.
So it's around 9.5 years. And then I felt that, okay, fine, probably this is the only thing that I need. Still back here. However, known to me, sijaga shetani si kipi. Yes, because around a week after that, it was very, very serious. Reusing Bibles and all that. Nikipanda, the shopping centers of Lagati nilikuwa nimeendea maziwa, was some other guys, tall guys that were coming down. And one of them, they were more of kind of bullies. Those are the people who are being used by the other guys to peddle drugs, alcohol and all that kind of thing. So I just met them on my way. So Yule ncharo akina Purity. Na ile Purity waga anatulenga sana. So that's how the discussion started. Yeah, leo unatupeleka kwa kina Purity. Ambia hapana, sijui nini nimeokoka, sijui nini. By the time I realized nimeokoka nilikuwa nimegogwa tu slap kama 4 na nimepewa pafu ya bangi. Then I realized that was the only way to survive. Kaka, nikaona kizuguzugu nikaanguka. Then I was able to get up. Time was around 9.5 or 9 and 8 months.
Wow.
Then from there it became the way of life. Smoking bud was nothing. Yeah. So by the time I was coming to 10 years at least, nilikuwa navuruta vizuri. So around 3 years down the line, I want now to go to the second photo. This is a very big thing, because if you go to sequentially, but I would like to go now to the second photo. The second photo, I was taken immediately I finished the KCPE. And so the deputy principal said, you have been a very good student. Kuja nikupiga picha. And I called my other uni friends. So that was the purpose. I had just finished my KCPE. However, when my mom came back at home, she still required medication, constant medication. So life was not all that smooth. Allow me to skip now to the third one. The third photo I was taken in Nyeri High School. Yeah, that was on a Saturday. We had, yes, yeah, that was on a Saturday. We had some drama festivals. And in the evening, because Nyeri High School was just boys' school, we used to have ball dance anytime that we had an occasion. So after we were just practicing how we are going to dance in the evening. So, so that was the third photo. That was when I was in Nyeri High School. I finished my Form 4 as well and passed. I had an ambitions of becoming a pilot, but was very poor, or probably the cluster subjects and combinations were foreign to us. So I did not do my choices well. And I concentrated more on my choices with JQR, and I had only one option for more university. And so when I missed those clusters combinations, I was admitted to more university to study science and technology, Chepkoilel campus. Now this is called Eldoret University. However, after 1 year, my dad passed away. And my mom was in constant need of medication. It was quite traumatizing to us, and I haggled with it. What if I just chose not to go to university? Probably by now I could have joined the police service, and kind of, taken over the families and all kind of thing. For a whole week or 2 weeks, I was just haggling with that thought. And one of my sisters was in was in Form 4, the other one was in Form 2, and my younger brother was in Class 8. So one day I just woke up and I said, no, imetosha. Just walked to the deans of student, signed that, the deferral form, and said, I'm done. Let me first of all go back to, home. There are some things that I would like to sort. When are you going to come back to the university? He said, probably after 2 years or a year, but I'll make a decision once I reach home. Went straight to Kagemi. Started the video shootings and all that, and I hope I'm still on time. I'm trying to rush. Yes. We did some video shooting at a place called Bottom Line, and then I realized it was not that sustainable. I said, okay, fine, I walked to the offices, I could not get a job anywhere. So I decided, what if I try the outskirts of Nairobi? So I came to Kiserian, and I was hired by Goa Supermarket, for those people who knew Goa Supermarket. Probably you can connect. Yes. As an attendant, and then later on as a storekeeper. I worked for around 10 months. The commitment, time, finances, the needs, I realized, no, it's not working. Just got it quit. And I joined the construction industry. Yes. Unajua koroga ulikuwa unaenda unachapa 600 times 6, that's 36. Pia hiyo ni pesa mzuri. So after around 2 years, I went to town through another friend of my dad. He called me. Actually, he called just near this police station of Kiserian where it was. Called somebody, and then Nganga was called. He was told, okay, fine. We tried to talk to Nani Muricho. Muricho is my elder bro, and we tried to talk to your other bro, my Charles. So I was called, and I was told, okay, fine. Can you come to Parkland on the following day? So I went. I was told, okay, fine. I'd like to take you to an Asian farm where you'd like, where you need an account assistant or a personal assistant. And I said, okay, fine. I've never practiced as an accountant, and it has never crossed my mind that I will become an accountant. But my grades were okay, because in high school I did accounting. The first basic courses in university I did the accounting. So I don't know whether, I'm not very sure, but Bora job. So I went there and I started working with MP consultancy. That's around 14 years, actually 13 years ago, where I served. I stayed there for around 4 years. Then later on, I went to Ashwin Brothers, where your partner was working at. I just saw an advert in the newspaper. I applied. Fortunately, I got a job. So I started working without having the CPA qualifications. And then I just mastered my way. I struggled. Now, is it going back to school or pushing my brothers, kind of for him to finish the school? And I opted to sacrifice mine and then just push my brother. And luckily enough, I think this one, for those people who should go to church, Proverbs 18:22 says, whoever finds a good wife, finds a good thing. Thank you. Yeah, for the young guys, I met a lovely lady, who was a Maasai, half Maasai, half Kuk. And we started, as we were talking, one day I sat down, sina kitu, but mistari iko. And you know these stories, how come you don't have it? Come up here, pana vision iko nayo. She said, okay, fine, I'll bet on you, but I think there are some few things that you have to do. I said, don't worry. But then with time, she continued encouraging me, and we got married. Actually, the moment we got married, that's when I decided to go back to university. I finished my BSc, I did a BBM because now I was in accounting. I did my master's, and also I did an MBA, the Latin Schools of Economics. What about my life? I've been an accountant, I have said, for the last 13 years. I've served in a number of boards. I started with the Muhasibu Sacco board. Back in 2015, I became the ARC committee, that is Audit, Risk and Compliance Committee, as a chair. Then I became the treasurer, 2016, 2017. 2018, I was the honor secretary. This year, I'm the chairman.
Wow.
Yeah. It's not a small circle, by the way.
Yes.
We have a membership of around 18,000. The asset base is 5.4 billion. And when I was becoming the treasurer, we only had 2.3 billion. So actually that growth has happened from 2016 to 2019. I'm also an elected delegate of CIC group representing Nairobi. We're interacting with Janet here. I'm also a delegate of Cusco. The NGO world, I was a treasurer or finance director of Me2We. I don't know how many people know Me2We. Free the Children. No. It was incorporated in Canada. Then they have some ventures actually in Narok. They are doing some schools and hospitals and all that. I served as a treasurer 2017 and 2018. But 2019, I just felt that I had done my part. What about the service to humanity? Because of the kind of a transition in my life and actually within our family, I grew, or I had the urge of, trying to reach out and assisting people within the society. And around 9 years ago, I joined my former schoolmates sold the idea to them because they've seen my my life. And I said, okay, fine. What if in our village we had somebody who was more of kind of considerate enough to look at the people who are kind of struggling? And in it, we created a group called Change Drive, Change is Life, where we've been more of kind of mobilizing funds to assist the needs within the community. And I usually prefer talking about my wife when she's around, so allow me not to talk about that. Yes, and that's me. Currently, over and above the board position of the general manager of Alexander Limited, where we deal with all kind of financial management. Our clientele mostly lies within the horticultural industry, the floriculture. So most of my work, I usually interact with people who are on horror. The issue of the time factors, and also the horrors usually have a lot of activities. I believe then, as you know, they have so many holidays. So each and every season, there's this season for flower. We need this kind of flower stems, and those are the kind of the industry that more kind of interact with. You're also a farmer. I think I talked about it. We reared some cows at my place. We have a hardware, have an agrovet, and in the last 2 years I've been involved in construction industry, where I just take up a project, I finance it, and then from there I just get my cuts, and then So those are the kind of the things that I've been doing, and that's my life.
Wow.
Any questions?
Yes.
This is truly a fascinating life. And I think, in my view, you are a completely made person. You have faced the world very courageously. But let me ask, with all those tribulations and what you have gone through, your parents sick and all that, how far did you push your siblings?
It was not that easy, because when I was in campus, at least my sister who was in Form 4, she managed to finish the school. But the one who was in Form 2, when she realized I was struggling a lot, she quit schooling. For my last born in the family, at least that one I pushed him, took him to college. He was not able to get the scores to go to university, but he did some technical work. Currently, he's an electrical engineer, diploma holder. Yes. Any other question?
We are just mesmerized.
No. and that's, yeah, okay, sorry. Yes,
so
please.
it's also a very good motivation to hear this from you, that you still made it to where you wanted to be, even in the end. And you didn't finish the story of your mom, and also you didn't mention about your children. I met them; they're very beautiful and handsome. Yes, so I think the rest of the people would like to know.
Okay, my mom is still there. As I said, my dad passed away. She's still alive, and she still needs some medication here and there. So I usually kind of constantly go there. And I usually say what I have, because I think Janet will be at my place. For me, I usually say that it's more of kind of a blessing from God. Because, in a family, there's always somebody who carries the burden. Gina ni makauzi. Shida zako. So I just owned up the problem, and I said, okay, fine, even if I'll never have a family, so be it. But those people that I was born with, at least I have to ensure at least there is a change. In the process, God in his own ways, anafanya tu kazi zake. About my kids, why I'm struggling with my kids talking about it is because there's a line that I had put. I usually prefer talking about my wife when she's around, so that she can rectify, but I'll answer that. My daughter, Abigail, she's 11 years. She's in class 6, going out to class 7. She schools at St. Anna's. The young boy, Lay, he is 4, actually he'll be going 5 on November 14th. And yeah, he's there. He's a DJ in his own way.
Yes.
And a great dancer. Yes. So that's now, Mr. President, you understand why you should prefer talking to the youth and the teens about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
That's an. Oh, Venus, you have a question?
Thank you so much for the motivational talk. However, I would really want to know, what is this thing that really motivated you to go back to campus? I know you got married and it changed your life. So is it the situation that you found yourself in that you're married and probably you cannot be able to support your wife that motivated you to go back? Is it because the love was too much and you felt that you needed to do more? What is this one thing that made you want to restart?
How I started my career life, remember I did not have papers. And many a times you realize that there's a possibility you will stagnate. And for around 3 or 4 years actually I had stagnated. I was good in the office. Actually when I was leaving MP to go to Ashwin Brothers, I need to share papers and then I just gave in the KCPE, what I had in that one in campus. And you see that's the only thing that I had. Then I was taken through some number of questions and then I passed. Then Mr. Ashwin, he told me, Charles, over and above all this, we understand where you're coming from, but also you have also to put your house in order. He did not tell me what he meant by that. So I had to go back to the drawing board, realize what he was communicating, and realize once my pro was, was done with his Form 4, I had to start out doing my CPAs and all that. Maybe the CPA actually expect the salary started kind of rising. And then my wife kept on pushing me, because when we were dating, we dated for 2 years. And I kept on talking about it and she was like, I know siku moja utamaliza. So she kept on pushing me, you have to go back to school, you have to go back to school. And I was like, but then the resource would be, she said, no. There's what I'm doing. That time we had like a shop in town, selling mobile phones and all that. So what I'm doing at least I can sustain a family. But the desire, I remember I wanted to have a PhD when I was 26. Yes, that was my dream. Yes, I was going for it until things threw me off balance.
You need to go back.
Kenya,
Okay.
Kenya or
Go back.
That time I wanted Kenya. But now with the current dynamics, I understand it was not easy. Yes.
So, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for sharing your story. This is great motivation. We have a certificate for you here. Let me present it to you. Or let me ask Pauline here to present it to you to add some bit of color.
You need the bits.
Thank you.